What's up, nerds? So, this video is going to be about something that I found out about recently, and more people that I found out about also. It's going to be about Paul Rubens and Jeff Goldblum and a lady named Marina. And I believe that all three of them come from Dragon Ball Z, and they're here. Well, Paul Rubens passed away, but they were here nonetheless, uh, in person as people. I believe Paul Rubin, the actor, and I have it all pulled up. I believe Paul Rubin, the actor, is Tarble from Dragon Ball Z, who is Vegeta's younger brother, revealed later on in the series. I believe that Jeff Goldblum is King Vegeta, and I believe that Marina is Vegeta's mom. Now, in the cartoons, that's not very elaborate on much. Uh, hang on. That's not elaborate on much, but it's still mentioned. Okay, it talks about Vegeta, Vegeta's mom, but like that's it. Like she's not even mentioned in the cartoons. You gotta like look into the lore and stuff. But she's like no name. She's not mentioned at all. And Tarble, Vegeta's younger brother, isn't even mentioned until like later on in the series, like after Boo Cell Saga and Boo Saga and Frieza Saga and all that stuff. Way on down the line is when Tarble gets mentioned, and I believe that Tarble is actually Paul Rubens, and Paul Rubin is famous for playing the character Pee Wee Herman. The reason why I didn't talk about who I am and how I know so much about these people is because I kind of want to talk about as many people first before I talked about me, because they're the ones, not all of them, but the majority of them are the ones here with lots of money doing stuff other than just being actors in Hollywood. They're actually doing other things too, and pushing uh, agendas and pushing stories and narratives and beliefs that are disrespectful, are rude, are lies, they're incorrect, and they're false. And a lot of it has to do with racism, sex, religion, you name it. Okay, like I said, it gets pretty adult when I talk about the things they're involved with. Like I could talk about, I could elaborate on Jeff Goldblum, I could elaborate on Michelle Pfeiffer, I could elaborate on all these people and what they're doing, other than just being actors in Hollywood. I can prove that they're taking your money and also oppressing you at the same time with things they know are true, which is actually embarrassing truths about people and certain peoples. And uh, it's because they're here from other planets and they want to oppress this place and keep this place believing that no one's in charge, like not one single person's in charge of this planet. Meanwhile, a majority of these people come from other planets, other places, and they're in charge of that place themselves. King Vegeta, Jeff Goldblum, was in charge of Planet Vegeta. Natalie Portman is Queen Amidala. She's in charge of Naboo, and things like that. And I got stuff on Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep. So anyway, without further ado, the reason why I know so much about these people is because I'm Vegeta. I'm Prince Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. I'm Prince Vegeta. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about these people and what they look like and how I discovered them. But then I'm also going to talk about the true story about Dragon Ball Z, because I'm Vegeta. It's not just a cartoon. There's actually more of a story to it. Kind of like how they have more of a story to them. They're not just actors in Hollywood. They're actually pushing agendas that are oppressing people and ruining people's lives. And they have millions of dollars and you don't. So I'm going to talk about these things, and we'll just kind of pick it apart together, and we'll go from there. I found this out myself. I didn't have somebody tell me. I didn't have it. I'm not a part of a group or an organization or a company or anything. I'm completely on my own, and good thing too. Well, I'm Prince Vegeta, by the way, from Dragon Ball Z. Nobody else is Vegeta. I'm Vegeta. Like Tony Robbins is Dabura, and Tyler One, whatever his name is Frieza, and Markiplier, whatever his name is Goku. The guy from Big Bang Theory is Gohan, the guy who wears the glasses, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cell. I'm Vegeta. Okay, I'm just not in Hollywood. I cracked Bitcoin. I'm famous too, and that's another that plays into like a whole other thing. It's like, well, you haven't done anything. You're not famous like them. It's like, yeah, I understand that. There's an activity here against me that I'm about to talk about, which involves a lot of these people. Actually, everyone that I've mentioned. But the reason why is because I'm famous for my own reason. I solved and cracked Bitcoin by myself. Okay, on my own, and without the help of a quantum computer or anything. I solved it with a pencil and paper. And my very first video back on YouTube, I explained that to everybody. So yeah, I don't know why people were looking at my Section 13 video and the informant, the snitch in Section 13 and all those other videos when my main video is the one that I talk about cracking Bitcoin, and that's why I'm famous. But I've been silenced and I've been surrounded and I've been worked against my whole life to where I would never be able to make something of that because the people here who are against me are jealous because after I cracked Bitcoin, I went Super Saiyan in my front yard. And then my life just kind of took a nosedive or a turn because of it. And the reason why is because all these people I'm talking about all know who I am and knew who I was. And they planned to be against me the whole time. I'm not paranoid or anything like that. I proved it with people with involvements in my life and how people talk to me, and a lot of it has to do with Jeff Goldblum and what's happened to me after. Like I'll elaborate more about who I am, but for the meantime, for right now, you need to know that I'm Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. It's pretty rough, what I'm gonna talk about there towards the end, but it's the truth, and if you don't like it, tough shit. I don't care. Thank you for being here. Let's get into it. All right. This is super cool, okay? This is badass. I found out that Paul Rubens is a character from Dragon Ball Z, and his character is Torble. And Torble is the youngest child of King Vegeta. And King Vegeta is the father of Prince Vegeta. So technically he's also royalty too. Okay, Paul Rubens is Tarble from Dragon Ball Z, and he is King Vegeta's younger son, which makes him, I guess you could say, a prince, maybe Prince Tarble. I'm not too sure exactly if there can be one prince or whatever the case is, but either way, I'm Prince Vegeta, so that would make him Prince Tarble. Okay. So anyway, who is Paul Rubens? Well, Paul Rubens is famous for playing the character Pee Wee Herman, and everyone loves Pee Wee Herman. I mean, come on, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, go watch Pee Wee Herman and be like, I've never had anything bad. I've never seen anything bad against Pee Wee Herman. I've always liked Pee Wee Herman. He's got a great sense of style. He's got a very slick way of dressing himself. He's got a great personality, a great person, and a very interesting character to portray in Hollywood to be seen by as many people as Jeff Goldblum has and as many other people as I've talked about. Okay. So what I'm here to say is Paul Rubens, who is Pee Wee Herman, is actually Tarble from Dragon Ball Z. That's a picture of Tarble. And that's King Vegeta's younger son. So that means that he was born after me. Okay? Marina Sirtis. Marina Sirtis is Prince Vegeta's mom. So technically my mom. And who is this lady? No, what is she famous for? She's famous for playing the character Deanna Troi in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I'm pretty sure that has like Whoopi Goldberg or something. Or maybe I'm not much of a Star Trek fan, but I know it has Neil, what's his name, Patrick Stewart, who plays Picard, and a couple other actors. I mean, the list is down here somewhere. When it talks about Star Trek. But anyway, so Marina is Prince Vegeta's mom, not Torble's mom, Vegeta's mom. Okay? That's my mom. That's my mom. And that's who King Vegeta had Prince Vegeta with. Okay. Now the cartoons don't talk about her, and I'm about to explain that here in a minute. Okay. I just want to walk you through this first, and I'll swap back to me, and we'll talk about it then. I just want you to understand what's happening here, and I'll do one more playthrough. Jeff Goldblum is King Vegeta. Okay, I made another video about this and his involvement with Natalie Portman from Star Wars, and what a coincidence! Dragon Ball Z is all about outer space and aliens and stuff, and he's made Independence Day, and she acted in Star Wars, and this lady acts in Star Trek. It's like a whole lot of space stuff. Okay, so Jeff Goldblum is King Vegeta. Everything that I'm talking about now, including myself, has to tie into the legend and the myth of Yamoshi, who I believe is Akira Toriyama. I believe that Yamoshi, the fabled Saiyan warrior who went Super Saiyan first, is Akira Toriyama. And she, Marina, is a descendant of Yamoshi. In the cartoon Dragon Ball Z, it talks about Vegeta possibly being a descendant of Yamoshi. And the reason why is because she is the descendant of Yamoshi, not Jeff Goldblum, not King Vegeta. Okay. She in the cartoon, she's not even mentioned. It's just implied because, we don't reproduce asexually. We're Saiyans. We have sex and make babies and stuff. So she's not mentioned. She's not a queen. But the reason why she's important as anybody else is because she's she's the descendant of the fabled Super Saiyan, the fabled Saiyan who went Super Saiyan first to fight off against evil Saiyans. And that's what the first Super Saiyan did, was he went Super Saiyan first. That's what Yamoshi did. Like Dragon Ball Z is all about fighting Frieza and Cell and all these actual like other species bad guys. But Yamoshi went Super Saiyan against other Saiyans because they were found to be evil and he wasn't. And it's real. So whatever that means to you, or however that makes you feel, that's what it is. It's all a true story, and I believe that Akira Toriyama is Yamoshi. Okay, so one more time, Paul Rubens is Tarble from Dragon Ball Z, and Tarble is the younger son of King Vegeta and the brother to Prince Vegeta, and I'm Prince Vegeta, so that means that my brother is Paul Rubens, and Paul Rubens is Pee Wee Herman. Okay. Vegeta's mom is Marina uh, Sirtis from The Next Generation, Star Trek The Next Generation. And her name there is Deanna Troy. And she is the mother of Vegeta and also a descendant of Yamoshi. And Yamoshi is the fabled Saiyan warrior who went super first. And his name is Akira Toriyama. Makes sense, right? I mean, why wouldn't the guy who is here talking about Dragon Ball Z not be the first Saiyan to go super? Right? If Yamoshi was gonna be anybody, it would be Akira Toriyama and nobody else. Period. And then Jeff Goldblum is King Vegeta, Prince Vegeta's father. Okay. So if you want a quick context, I'll do King Vegeta here. I'll show you just a quick picture of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's King Vegeta. That's King Vegeta. Okay. And then there's Prince Vegeta. This is who I am. Okay. I'm Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. Everybody knows who Vegeta is. Okay. So Jeff Goldblum is King Vegeta, and I am Prince Vegeta. And the rest of these people that I just talked about are all members of my family, and they're down here right now, living their own lives while other things are happening involving each and every one of us and all of us, because we're Saiyans. We have something going on here. And there are people here besides us involved in this irrelevantly and disrespectfully and unacceptably, and that's his fault. I'm about to explain that here in a minute. Okay, so I wanted to explain to you guys what this list was. Torbell's real, Vegeta's mom is real, King Vegeta's real, and Prince Vegeta's real. And there's more people too, but for right now, this is what we're going to talk about. I'm sorry. Okay, does that make sense? Good. Okay, so now for like the hardcore stuff. So you got that list of people, right? We got Paul Rubin, who's Tarbell, and I'm Vegeta, and my name's Cameron Brummagem, and I'm Prince Vegeta. That makes Paul Rubin and I brothers, and that's pretty cool. Being able to say that Pee Wee Herman is my brother, because Pee Wee Herman's badass, and there's nothing you can say about that. Go watch him now, knowing that he's a prince and a Saiyan. Paul Rubens is a Saiyan, just like Jeff Goldblum and just like Marina Sirtis. Everybody that I've just mentioned on that list are Saiyans. That's the aliens they are. Okay, that's what Dragon Ball Z is about. Everybody, it's not about just fighting. It's about aliens. And Akira Toriyama's Yamoshi, the fabled Saiyan who went super first. So it's all about Saiyans. Everyone on this list that I just talked about Saiyans. Now, here's the rough part that I figured out within the last 48 hours, 72 hours, the last like 3 days. I believe Jeff Goldblum, King Vegeta, had a baby with Marina, the descendant of Yamoshi, because he wanted to stop the truth of Yamoshi from being real. Because he can't go super, and he's the king of all Saiyans. And if somebody were to go super, they could basically tell him to go F himself. You can't tell him what to do. And in order to do that, the idea was to have a child with a descendant of Yamoshi, and then oppress that child and not talk about what you're doing. Jeff Goldblum. Okay? Jeff Goldblum is my father. And his plan to have me was to oppress me, ruin my life, and cover me up, and be disrespectful to me the whole time with lizards and witches and everything you could think of about people who'd be jealous of me because I'm a Super Saiyan, and I'm Dragon Ball Z, and they're not. Period. That's what I found out. Now he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that to Paul Rubens. He wasn't doing that to Tarbell. He wasn't doing that to anybody else. He was doing that to me specifically. Jeff Goldblum slept with Marina in another lifetime ago or whenever it happened and had me. And the plan was to stop a descendant of Yamoshi from going super and keeping the myth fable, keeping it a myth, keeping it just a story. Okay, like a cover up, like, oh, it's just a myth, it's not real. I went Super Saiyan in this lifetime. I'm a descendant of Yamoshi. My mom is a descendant of Yamoshi. Jeff Goldblum's plan failed, and there's nothing he can do about it, or any of the people that he and others involve themselves in this to do. I have not been stopped. I wasn't stopped. I wasn't oppressed. I wasn't covered up. I succeeded in doing everything I was supposed to do. And all they're doing right now, as we speak, is standing there with stupid looks on their faces, acting like this isn't true, knowing for a fact I won and they lost. Okay? Gary Oldman, Dracula. Super Saiyan, darkness, light, sunshine. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get it now. I can see why people would be taking advantage of the fact that your dad's a complete piece of crap and against you too. And they had a chance, and that's how they have a chance to be against you, and they're complete losers who would never send, who would never be even be allowed to. It doesn't even make sense. But now I know why. Because Jeff Goldblum has been against me my entire life. The whole plan to have me was to be against me. If he could stop me from going Super Saiyan, then he could stop. I mean, I'm a descendant of Yamoshi, and Yamoshi went Super Saiyan first. Okay, so if anybody here around here is going to go Super Saiyan, it's a descendant of Yamoshi, especially a male. And the plan was to sleep with a descendant of Yamoshi. And Marina is the descendant of Yamoshi, and she's not a queen, but she's extremely important because she's the descendant of the first Saiyan to go Super, who is Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, the cartoon, the depiction for you to watch. And by having a kid with her, he would be able to, without telling anybody what his plan is, to ruin that kid's life and belittle him and disrespect him and oppress him and be evil to and be rude to, because he's terrified of me going Super Saiyan, because although I'm his son, I'm also the grandson of the fabled warrior Yamoshi, who went Super Saiyan first a long time ago. And even him going Super Saiyan got covered up because it was around a bunch of Saiyans. It wasn't around a bunch like a news, in Hollywood, in a movie, or live on television. It was in front of Saiyans who he was fighting against. So obviously, him going Super Saiyan got covered up and would be covered up, kind of like how I went Super Saiyan. Jeff Goldblum, Natalie Portman, none of your business. Star Wars, and she's a real big piece of crap too. Everybody, don't believe me? Jew, can't use the Force, 4 feet tall, short, queen. He is king. See what I'm saying? He can't go super. See what I'm saying? He's a Jew. See what I'm saying, everybody? It's like, so there are people here who are irrelevantly involved in this because somebody by the name of Jeffrey Lynn Goldblum was doing everything he could to stop me from going super, because I am a descendant of Yamoshi. And descendants of Yamoshi are already inclined to go Super Saiyan because he already did it. So anybody after him is in line to go super too because he already did it. So see what I'm saying? So it can happen. It could happen. And it did. As soon as I cracked Bitcoin, in about 15 to 30 minutes after cracking it, probably 15 minutes, I went Super Saiyan in my front lawn. Now, I know my hair didn't turn blue or yellow. I understand that. But I still did exactly what I did in the cartoon. I knelt down on my knees, I balled my fists, and I screamed as loud as I could, as loud as I could, into the air for no reason whatsoever. I have been, from that point on, I have been absolutely prophetically, like a prophecy, fulfilling things and then comparing it to something else that's happened after I did it, and be like, well, I just knelt on my knees and screamed. Well, Vegeta did that in Dragon Ball Z, and he went super. And I've done some other things too besides that. I actually used Gallic gun in my house about 3 months later. And so anyway, so after I went super, and then I got pounced on by cops and stuff, and it was like everyone was like right there watching me without saying anything. And that's how lame that Jeff Goldblum is. I don't like him at all. He's a complete piece of shit. If you knew what he was doing in Hollywood, you wouldn't watch any of his movies. You would unfriend him on Facebook. He's a complete nobody. His plan to stop me from going super failed. I went Super Saiyan, and there's nothing any of them can do about it. Period. All these haters, all these lizards with little penises, because we all know lizards have little penises. So pictures all over the place on Wikipedia and everything. Go look it up. Go look up Wikipedia and look at the reptilian conspiracy. Before they had small genitalia drawings. Now it's like gone. Now it's like blurred out and stuff, or like like rounded off or something. They actually had their genitalias on there, and they have really small penises and really small testicles. They have really small genitals. And I caught a lot of lizards here with gigantic, like overly sized penises. And they're all in pornography, and they're all running around. They're so amazing, and they actually have little penises. And that's a fraction of the people that Jeff Goldblum was secretly, without telling people who would be against that, against me my entire life, from the day I was born, August 15th, 1990, Kona Hospital, the Big Island of Hawaii, the entire time. So a lot's happened, and he doesn't come from here. So how is somebody who doesn't come from here going to stand there and tell you how things are around here? Kind of weird, right? Kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. I mean, I'm going to tell him to go F himself, so tough shit. Kind of weird that somebody from somewhere else who's a complete piece of shit like that is going to be trying to tell you how things are around here without you knowing that he's not really Jeff Goldblum, that he's actually King Vegeta trying to oppress his son, Prince Vegeta, from going Super Saiyan, who went Super Saiyan and is now having to put up with Mark Zuckerberg's crap and all these other idiots on this planet who don't come from here. They're complete pieces of shit, and no one cares about them. No one cares about them at all. You just don't know what the truth is, so you're going to keep... They believe that they're amazing because people keep feeding into their crap, because no one's laughing in their faces, calling them pieces of shit. Period. They're like, dude, I don't need to listen to you. Vegeta went Super Saiyan. I'm good. I don't need to listen to you. And you can go after yourself. You're a piece of crap. You're trying to make this meta stuff and put goggles on our face, and you're a lizard, and all this is messed up. So he wants to go into like a fake world because that's better than this, and it's your fault. This is all messed up. And I can guarantee that meta world, that VR world's going to get messed up too. Well, property's all bought up here. Well, property's going to be all bought up there too by the time you get there, because they're the same people doing the same shit here, there. If there's property in VR, you better believe it'll be bought up already and owned by them like it is here now. Period. I've uncovered a lot of stuff, everybody, and this is a big deal. And there's nothing they can do about it. I've caught people touching bodies. I've caught people touching genitalia. I've caught people being rude to people who are being covered up. Like, I have evidence of other people, too, who are in my life as well, like Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. It's not funny. And I don't care what you say, like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Who are you? I'm not trying to be rude, but like you just laughed at my face, like you're somebody who has done something more than what I'm talking about. What have you done? How are you not a phony? Can you prove you're not a phony? Because I can prove all these people are fake. Michelle Pfeiffer, Charlize Theron, Sandra Bullock, Britney Spears, Kurt Russell. I can prove they're all fake, every one of them, and also and the fact that they talk out of their asses too, in their faces, like evidence wise, like prosecuting. If we're in court. Prosecution. Very simple stuff, man. It's very simple stuff, and I'm really good at my job, and I'm really good at what I do, and nobody's better than me. I am the best, like at it. Period. Because I actually do care about people's situations. I don't really care about you in general. I don't care about your boobs. I don't care about your butt. I don't care about your vagina. I don't care about your face. I don't care about your sexuality. I don't care about your balls or about your penis. I don't care. I don't care about you. I just care about the situation that you're in, because nobody, unless you're like deserving of being oppressed and being belittled and being mistreated and being disrespected, shouldn't be having those things happen to them. You've done nothing to deserve that. But yet they're acting like you have. Kind of like you, Jeff Goldblum. You're a piece of shit, man. And that's all there is to it. You can't say it's slander because it's true. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're a piece of shit. And I went super and you didn't. Because you can't. And that's all there is to it for you. End of the road. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So the video's about, and pretty cool stuff. My dad has been working against me the entire time, Jeff Goldblum, to stop me from going super. Lied about me the whole time. Didn't let nobody said I was Prince Vegeta. Natalie Portman's running around Hollywood like she's so amazing. Another piece of shit, telling everybody, oh, this is how it is around here, and you got to respect me. And shut up. Okay, you can't even use the Force. I just shot 3 people in their face with my fist using the Force from inside my house. And there's proof of it too. Shut up, Natalie Portman. Do us all a favor and just shut your mouth. And that's it. Pretty crazy stuff. He should have stopped me because I'm a descendant of Yoshi. Because the cartoon says it's hypothesized that Prince Vegeta is a descendant of Yoshi. But what they don't talk about is that's because my mom, who King Vegeta had me with, is the descendant of Yoshi, not him. And that's why through having a child with her, he could oppress that child and stop that child from ever going super and proving the myth of Yamoshi to be real. If you were going to stop the myth from happening, you might as well bump uglies with a descendant of his, right? And, well, I can tell you right now, King Vegeta, Jeff Goldblum, I prevailed. And you didn't. There's nothing you can do. Go F yourself. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. A Saiyan who can't go super does not tell a Saiyan who can go super what to do. That's called stupid. Like you. Okay? That's called stupid. And that's it. And that was after I cracked Bitcoin, and that's already happened. Like, oh, look, just because I'm not talking about it, like, they're like, wait a minute, Bitcoin's been cracked, dude. It got cracked in like 2021, and like just because like they didn't want to talk about it because Jeff Goldblum's embarrassed of being a loser and being King Vegeta and all these other people involved in it, like Gary Oldman, and like they're like, dude, it's all over the place. You didn't get to know that Bitcoin got cracked by the Prince of all Saiyans who was being lied about the whole time and oppressed by lizards and demons and witches and everything else, like the kitchen sink. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, good point. Good point. Trying to like lie about my existence and having people who are like plants and like, paid actors or actively against me speak about me and say things about me to spin a narrative about me. Just so you guys know, you're never going to see Jeff Goldblum ever again, everybody. Something's going to happen to him because of what I'm talking about, and you're never going to see him ever again. He failed miserably, and he's in deep shit with a lot of people. He's not even Jewish. He's a Saiyan. How is a Saiyan Jewish? That doesn't make any sense. So again, why are you doing that, Jeff Goldblum? Why are you Jewish when King Vegeta is not Jewish? Why is Natalie Portman Jewish when Padme Amidala from Naboo? Are there Jews on Naboo? Are there Jews on Planet Vegeta? See what I'm saying, everybody? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why these people from other places are like complete pieces of shit. Doesn't make any sense. Unless of course you hear it from me because I'm somebody a part of this and I'm a part connected to this. I'm a part of it. It's very simple. I'm Prince Vegeta. I'm not involved in the affairs of my father, Jeff Goldblum, or the girls that he wants to stick his penis into, Natalie Portman, or like anybody else in my life. Are you like kidding me? My mom from Star Trek. I mean, are you like kidding me? Give me a break. Okay, you know what the problem with lizards are, everybody? Not only do they have small genitals, they have small brains too, and it's the truth. And I'll talk about lizards later on, about how they're slaves and nothing else, and that they're not royalty or any of this crap like the Queen of England. A lizard is a lizard. Mark Zuckerberg, the ones in pornography, the ones in movies, the ones in the music industry, the ones in politics, the ones in royalty, royalty like the Queen Elizabeth and that guy that's the current king right now. A lizard is a lizard. There's no other lizard, okay? And they're slaves. And the reason why is because that's the only thing they're not depicted as in movies, in pop culture, in everything. Like, oh, they're part of the shadow government. They can shapeshift. Yeah, cool. I'm a politician. I'm a queen. I'm a king. I'm an actor. I'm a porn star. I got fake genitals, and all these like different careers. But the one thing they're not depicted as is slaves. I wonder why that is. Probably because they're terrified of that ever being explained or depicted, because it's the truth. And if you didn't want that to be the truth, if you didn't want the truth to be the truth of them, like, lizards being slaves, then what's the best thing to do? Just not talk about it, right? Talk about everything else and act like it's all true, and just not talk about what the truth is, and completely deviate from it. Like the Athenians leaving Thermopylae, and the reason why lizards walk around like they're so amazing because of Charlize Theron's stupid ass. Because we all know who she is, right? Athena. Also Eileen Wuornos, and I mean I've destroyed Charlize Theron irrecuperably. Or how Dracula, Vlad Tepes, Gary Oldman, didn't go to Constantinople. But this whole story about Dracula, but he didn't go to Constantinople, like, what the? Come on, man. Think. I'm not an idiot. You made a big mistake. I'm not an adversary for you to be against just because Jeff Goldblum thought he could oppress me because that was his plan from the entire time. He failed miserably. And so have you. All of you in league with him have failed miserably. And you're going to suffer just like him, too. Tough shit. Anyway, that's this video, and that's all there is to it. I've been silenced and oppressed, and not allowed to talk about what I did, and I don't really care because they're still going to suffer the consequences. I shot one, two, three rockets out of my house up in the valley, which is Gallic gun. I actually used Gallic gun. I punched out three rockets and made three ripples right in front of me. It started like this big. I'll make a video on it later on, but like I punched out. The ripple, the invisible ripple, the translucent ripple started about the size of a quarter, and then grew to the size of a dinner saucer. All three of them, and it was like boom, boom, boom. It was like one, two, three. Because I threw left, right, left, and every time my hand stuck, a ripple appeared right in front of my fist. And then later on, when I examined my hands, my nails had really big dents in them, like a really big dip in all my nails, my pinky all the way to my thumb on both hands. I didn't check my toenails, but my hands had really big dents in them. My nails had really big dents. I never had that before, and it started right there at the cuticle, right there at the base of my nail. And then over time it like grew out, and the dent was like in the middle of my nail and the tip of my nail, and then it was gone. But it happened right there at the cuticle. Big dent in all my nails. I had a huge dent in all my nails after I punched out those rockets from inside my house about 3 months after cracking Bitcoin. Okay? And a lot of stuff, I'll talk about the paranormal things that happened to me after cracking Bitcoin, but right now, that's what this video is about. Okay? Paul Rubin is Tarble. Marina is, from Next Generation, is my mom, Prince Vegeta's mom, a descendant of Yamoshi, the first Saiyan to go super. And Jeff Goldblum's King Vegeta, and Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, is Yamoshi, the first Saiyan to go super. Okay, that's what this video is about, and everything else is just kind of spitballing and whatever the case is. That's all it is. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. God bless you. Take care, and don't be afraid to watch these videos. I know there's like other content out there, but you guys understand something. Those are lies. That's all a distraction from what this is. I'm talking about what reality is. These videos are not going to be seen by CNN. I'm not going to be talked to by Joe Rogan. It's not happening. I'm being too worked against by so many people. All I can do is stuff like this. And I personally think it's working out just fine. So don't be afraid to watch my videos. They're not boring. You should be taking notes. Like, wow, so you're Vegeta, huh? Prince Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z? Yeah. I cracked Bitcoin, I went Super Saiyan, and I punched out rockets and killed 3 people. I'm pretty serious. You should be listening to what I have to say. Eagerly. I wouldn't lie to you. Okay? I wouldn't lie to you. Everyone knows what role playing is, right? Like, oh, let's have sex this way, let's do this way, and today's this, and tomorrow's that, and over here and over there. Whatever. That's not lying. That's just getting into character. I wouldn't lie to you about what's going on here. You're being lied to just like I am. You're being oppressed like I am. And you're being told to be interested in things that you shouldn't be interested in. And I'll get into that later on. It gets very, very, very rude. Religiously, sexually, racially, racism. And it's what they're doing. Not me talking about what they're doing. They're the ones doing it. So if somebody talks about it, they're not a bigot or a sexist. You know how people immediately jump to that? Like, oh, you're a sexist, you're a bigot, you're a racist. No, I'm not. I'm literally talking about what somebody else is doing. You're a dumbass, period. And no one cares about you. That's all there is to it. Okay? Tough shit. Anyway, God bless you. Take care. I'll see you in the next video, and good luck. Okay? Actually watch these videos intently because I'm not lying to you. It's actually really good stuff. You'll be more educated for it. And you won't get deceived by your adversaries who you don't even know your adversaries. They're actually real. The forces of darkness are real, and they don't want you to know they're real because they want to abuse you and be rude to you. And I don't have time for that. I can do that better than they can. I'm Prince Vegeta. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you. Take care. Goodbye.